Hey everyone, it's me, CB. Welcome back to my channel. Are you guys ready for an awesome adventure today? Because we are going to explore a super special day in history. What day is it? It's February 12th. It might just seem like a regular day, but guess what? So many amazing, super cool, and totally epic things have happened on this day throughout history. We're going to uncover some of the coolest secrets and learn about famous people, incredible inventions, and even space missions. It's going to be so much fun, so get your explorer hats on and make sure you're buckled up because we are about to jump into my super duper time machine. Are you ready? Let's go! We're going to travel back in time and see all the amazing things that make February 12th a day to remember. From famous presidents to amazing scientists and even one of the most popular toys ever created. There are so many surprises waiting for us. I can't wait to share them all with you. Okay, time machine, are you ready? Let's set the dial for our first stop on our February 12th adventure. First, we're going way back to learn about a very important person who helped change the world. Let's press the button and whoosh! Here we go. Let's discover the awesome history of February 12th together. It's going to be a blast. Whoa! Our first stop is way back in the year 1809. Look around. Things look so different here. On this exact day, February 12th, a very special baby was born in a small log cabin. His name was Abraham Lincoln. Does that name sound familiar? It should. He grew up to become the 16th President of the United States. That's a super important job, and he's one of the most famous presidents ever. People call him Honest Abe because he was known for being very truthful. Imagine being so honest that people give you a nickname for it. That's pretty cool. He was also super tall. He was 6 feet 4 inches tall, which was way taller than most people back then. Abraham Lincoln is famous for so many amazing things. He was president during a very tough time in American history called the Civil War, and he worked really hard to keep the country together. He believed that everyone should be treated fairly and with kindness. One of his most important actions was signing the Emancipation Proclamation, which was a huge step towards ending slavery in the United States. He wanted to make sure that America was a place where everyone could be free and have the same chances. He was a true hero who cared a lot about people and doing the right thing. Because he was such an incredible leader, people all over the country celebrate his birthday on February 12th. Some schools have special lessons about his life, and you might see pictures of him on his famous tall hat and beard everywhere. People remember him by reading his famous speeches, like the Gettysburg Address, and visiting memorials built to honor him, like the giant Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. It's a day to remember a great leader who helped shape the country. How cool is that? Okay, time travelers, let's hop back into our time machine. Guess what? On the very same day, February 12th, 1809, another super important person was born, but all the way across the ocean in England. His name was Charles Darwin. He wasn't a president, but he was a super smart scientist and naturalist. A naturalist is someone who studies nature, plants, animals, and the whole world around us. Charles Darwin was incredibly curious and loved exploring. He went on a giant trip around the world on a ship called the HMS Beagle. Can you imagine sailing around the whole world? That's a huge adventure. During his 5-year journey, Darwin saw so many amazing things. He visited faraway lands like the Galapagos Islands, where he saw animals that didn't exist anywhere else in the world. He saw giant tortoises that were older than his grandparents, and birds called finches that had all different kinds of beaks. He collected rocks, fossils, and tons of plants and animals, and he wrote down everything he saw in his notebooks. He was like a detective for nature, always asking why and how. He was trying to solve the puzzle of life on Earth. After his long trip, he spent many years thinking about everything he had seen. He came up with a huge idea called the theory of evolution by natural selection. It sounds complicated, but it's really an idea about how all living things change over a very long time to be able to survive better in their homes. It totally changed how we think about science and the history of life on our planet. So, February 12th is not just the birthday of a famous president, but also a famous scientist who helped us understand the world in a whole new way. 2 amazing people, 1 special day. Alright, let's fast forward in our time machine. Next up, the year 1959. This is a super fun one, especially if you love toys. On February 12th, 1959, something happened that would change playtime forever. A woman named Ruth Handler, who was one of the founders of the toy company Mattel, filed a patent for a brand new doll. A patent is like an official idea protector, so no one else can copy your invention. And what was this amazing new doll? It was Barbie! Can you believe it? The journey of one of the most famous dolls in the entire world started on this day. Ruth Handler got the idea for Barbie after watching her daughter Barbara play with paper dolls. She noticed that her daughter liked to imagine the dolls as grown-ups with jobs and different lives. At the time, most dolls were baby dolls. So Ruth wanted to create a doll that let kids dream about what they could be when they grew up. She named the doll Barbie after her daughter Barbara. The first Barbie doll made her big debut at the American International Toy Fair in New York City a month later, and she was an instant hit. She wore a cool black and white striped swimsuit and looked totally glamorous. From that one patent filed on February 12th, Barbie went on to become a worldwide sensation. She has had over 200 different jobs, from an astronaut to a doctor, a video game developer, to a president. She's shown kids everywhere that they can be anything they want to be. Barbie has had so many friends, family members, pets, and of course the famous dream house. It all started with that one important piece of paper on February 12th, which protected the idea for a doll that would inspire millions of kids for generations. Wow, a toy can have a history too. Okay everyone, let's set our time machine dials again. We're going back to the year 1909. This is a very important stop. On February 12th of this year, a group of very brave and determined people came together to start a new organization. They chose this day on purpose because it was Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, and they were inspired by his work to make the country a fairer place for everyone. This new group was called the NAACP, which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That's a long name, but it has a very important meaning. The NAACP was created during a time when things were not fair for everyone in America, especially for African Americans. They faced a lot of challenges and were not always treated with the kindness and respect that every person deserves. The founders of the NAACP, who were people of different races and backgrounds, wanted to change that. They believed in something called civil rights, which means that every single person should have the same rights and be treated equally, no matter what they look like or where their family comes from. They wanted to make America's promise of liberty and justice for all real for everybody. So, on that day, they started their important work. They began to fight against unfair laws and worked to make sure African American children could go to good schools, their parents could get good jobs, and everyone could vote safely. The NAACP became one of the most important civil rights organizations in history, and it's still working hard today to make sure everyone is treated fairly. Founding this group on February 12th was a powerful way to honor Abraham Lincoln's legacy and continue his dream of a more equal and just nation for all its citizens. For our last stop, we need to blast off into outer space. Let's set the time machine for February 12th, 2004. We're not just traveling through time, we're traveling millions and millions of miles away from Earth to the planet Mars. On this day, something totally out of this world happened. A NASA robot explorer, a Mars rover named Opportunity, sent back its very first 360-degree panoramic picture from the surface of Mars. Can you imagine getting a picture from another planet? It was a huge moment for science and space exploration. The Opportunity rover, or OPI as the scientists called it, was a robotic geologist. Its job was to drive around on Mars and study the rocks and soil to see if Mars ever had water. Finding water would be a huge clue that maybe, just maybe, tiny life forms could have once existed there. OPI landed on a part of Mars called Meridiani Plenum. When it sent back that first big picture, the scientists at NASA were so excited. They could see a place that no human had ever seen before, with reddish rocks and sandy ground stretching out in every direction. It looked like a rocky red desert. OPI was only supposed to work for about 90 days, but it was such a great and tough little robot that it kept on exploring for almost 15 years. That's amazing! It drove over 28 miles on Mars, which is longer than a marathon race. It sent back over 217,000 pictures, helping us learn so much about the red planet. And it all started with that first incredible full-circle photo sent home on February 12th, 2004, giving us a window into another world. From presidents to planets, February 12th is full of amazing history. Wow, what an incredible journey through time. From meeting presidents and scientists to learning about iconic toys, important history, and even exploring other planets, February 12th is packed with so many awesome moments. We saw how Abraham Lincoln and Charles Darwin, two people who changed the world, were born on the very same day. We discovered the secret origin story of the Barbie doll and learned about the brave people who started the NAACP to fight for fairness, and we even got to see a picture from Mars. I had so much fun exploring with you all today. History is so cool because it shows us how all these different events are connected and how they still affect us today. A president's ideals can inspire a movement for justice 100 years later, and a scientist's curiosity can lead us to explore new worlds. Even a simple toy can start with an idea that changes the way we play and dream. Every day has a story, and today we uncovered the super exciting story of February 12th. I hope you had as much fun as I did being a time-traveling detective. Thanks for exploring the secrets of February 12th with me. It was so much fun sharing these amazing facts with you. Which fact was your favorite? Was it Abe Lincoln's birthday, the Barbie patent, or the pictures from Mars? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you had fun, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome history adventures. See you next time. Bye.